Welcome to the North Carolina Healthcare WebEOC System tutorial for EMS systems. The North Carolina Healthcare WebEOC System for EMS is intended for four purposes: to provide situational awareness for EMS systems operating during disasters, to provide information about hospital status through our hospital data viewer, to provide a location for future resource dashboards such as SMAT resources and ambulance strike team information, as well as providing an incident documentation tool for our EMS systems during disasters. The system is not intended to replace any resource requesting processes already in place through your local emergency management office or through OEMS. It is also not intended as a replacement for the North Carolina SPARTA, North Carolina Emergency Management WebEOC system. To access WebEOC for healthcare systems, you can access the system at www.ncwebeoc.com. From there, you will be given a specific username and password that is set up for individuals for your agency. If you have support requests, those can be sent via email to support@ncwebeoc.com. From the ncwebeoc.com webpage, you can see you have three options. The first icon here is to access the WebEOC login screen, which we'll access momentarily. If you do not have an account on the NC WebEOC system, you can click on the account request link and fill out a form to request an account on the WebEOC system. Finally, if you have support requests, you can come to the support portal and look at previous articles about support topics, or submit a support request using email at support@ncwebeoc.com. When you click on the WebEOC login screen, it will take you to the WebEOC 8.0 login, which is seen here. It will remind you that you have 5 failed attempts to get into the system before your account is locked out. Therefore, we request that if you are unable to access your account after your first or second try, you go through the process to reset your password. The first step is to hit the Accept button on the splash screen, which will then take you to a username and password screen. Directly underneath the Login button is a screen for Forgot Username and Password. If you don't remember your username or your password, you can simply click on this link and select whether you want to retrieve your username or your password. And then for your password, all you have to do is enter in your username or your email address. If you're not sure of your username from the previous screen, you can click Retrieve Username and use your agency email address to receive an email to reset your password. If you use either of those options, you will be able to reset your password or retrieve your username by an email that will be sent to your agency email account. Once you have a username and password, you'll type it in and hit Login to the system. From here, it will then begin to ask a series of questions. The first one is, which position are you logging into? Most individuals will only have one position to access. Today we'll be using the Alamance County EMS position. The next question that will be asked is, what incident do you need to log into? It is very important to always look at the incident name that you're logging into to make sure that you're logging into the correct portion of the system. This may title of a hurricane or of a winter storm or some other type of pre-planned event that is going on, and to simply do that, you can change the name and select the individual incident that you want to go into. For today, we're going to use EMS training for demo purposes. From here, you'll click the Continue button for one more set of questions. This is where you need to verify your name, your current location, the current phone number that you're located at and can be contacted at, and confirm your email address. From here, you'll click on the Continue button and it will log you into the WebEOC system. In the top left-hand corner of the WebEOC system, you'll notice it has Welcome and then your username. You have a Logout button directly next to it, and then it is reminding you that you are logged into this position and into this incident. If at any time you need to change incidents in the middle of an event, all you have to do is click on the drop-down, select the new incident, and you can automatically jump into a separate incident without having to log completely out of the system. The blue button in the top left-hand corner is what we call your control panel. Control panel is how you access the different boards in WebEOC. From here we have 3 boards named Activity Log, Incident Files, and Significant Events. To activate and enter into these boards, you simply click the name of the board, and notice it opens the board as a tab across the top portion of the screen. I'm going to open up a few of these so you can see how this process works. And as you add additional tabs across the top, you'll notice it continues to go there. You have a right arrow and a left arrow. If you happen to have more tabs than you have screen space for, it will continue to open them up in additional tabs. All you have to do to move between boards is to click on the name of the board in the tab, or you can hit the X to close that tab out as well. In the top right hand corner, you also have a blue button that can give you a quick listing of all of your open tabs, and then you can jump directly to one of the open boards by just simply clicking on the name from there. The first board we're going to look at is the Alamance County Activity Log, and as a reminder, you can get to your activity log by clicking on your control panel and selecting Activity Log from your boards list. Your activity log is the way that you can do incident documentation during an event. Think of this as your ICS 214 form to document your major actions and major decisions during an incident. To start a new record, you click on the New Record button in the top right-hand corner of the screen. The first decision you need to make is who do you want to share this record with? Is this a activity log only record, in which case nobody else in the system other than individuals logged in as EMS Alamance County will see this record? Or is this a record that you want to share statewide with other individuals? I'm going to select statewide significant event, and I'm going to choose that we're going to provide an event type of civil disorder. The priority is going to be flash, and the priority that you can choose is really based on your subjective idea of how important that record is, and it will change colors based on what you select. So the details is where you put in the meat of your record. So I'm going to put in there's a protest at Alamance Regional Hospital. This is something I want to share statewide. And in the address and location, I can put in the address. And if I click on the Get Address button, it will go out and find the latitude and longitude of that location. I can put in a label for the map. And if I had a picture or if I had some other type of file I wanted to add, I can click on Choose File here and come in and select any file from your actual computer to upload that. Notice it automatically pulls your name and your contact phone number from those entry screens so individuals know how to get back in touch with you. From there, I'm going to click on the Save button, and the record is going to go back to the Alamance County Activity Log, and you see the record here is automatically entered into the system. A couple things also to note. I can click on the Map button here, which will open up a map window. You can see the attachment is here, which I could click on this icon and open up that attachment. It also shows who the user was and what event type we have. If I want to update that record, I can click on the Update button in the bottom right-hand corner, and you'll notice that the actual record information has disappeared out of details, but it's actually now located down in record history. So in WebEOC, there's no way to delete records, and there's no way to overwrite information. There's always updates. So we're going to make a note, an update in here, that the protest has ended. I'll come down and hit the Save button. And you'll notice that now both incidents are actually there, or both updates are there, and you can see each one is time and date stamped with my name and with my information. I can come in and add a new record, and this time we'll just do an activity log. Again, this is just an activity log that I'm not going to share statewide, but it's just something that I wanted to make sure that I made a note of when I came to the Emergency Operations Center that I received my briefing. So again, as you add additional records into this board, they'll continue to stack one on top of another. You'll also notice in the very top portion of my screen, this tab of significant events has turned blue, and there's also a blue and white star in the top left-hand corner of the screen. That indicates that there's new data since the last time I looked at the screen. Because we marked our initial record of civil disorder as a significant event, you'll notice if I click on this tab, you also see a copy of the significant event record with that information. I can continue to go back to my activity log or significant events by using the tabs across the top of the screen. From our control panel, the next board we want to look at is actually called Incident Files. because we know during events there are times when you are creating files to support the event, whether they're staffing plans, incident action plans, situation reports that you want to share or that you want to keep to yourself, but you need to upload as part of the record. You'll notice in the top right hand corner you have the ability of having shared folders. Shared folders are ones that you're sharing with other users on the system, or we have private folders, and those are only ones that are available by EMS Alamance County. The first step is to decide whether you want to be in shared or private, and then you need to create a folder to put your files in. So we're going to create one called IEPs. We want it to be either shared or private. Again, I'm going to mark that as private, and I'm going to hit the Save button. You'll notice that because I'm in my private folders in the top right-hand corner, I now have a folder called IEPs, just like we added. To add a record, I simply click on IEPs folder, and I'm now into the individual folder here listed in the top left-hand corner, and I simply come in and click on Add File. Go out to your computer, find that file that you wanted to add, and then in the description, put in a title name or a description for that file. You'll click on the Save button, and you'll notice it automatically uploads that file for this record. One of the important things about this incident files board is that these incident files located here are specifically related to the incident that you're logged into. So notice we're logged into the EMS training incident. These files will only be available if you are in the EMS training incident. If you go into a different incident, you will no longer be able to see those files because they are incident specific. Following down on our control panel, you'll see the next board is called Significant Events Statewide. We've already reviewed that. Again, your significant events statewide are linked with your activity log, and so you have the opportunity to go through that process by adding an activity log. But one thing that we wanted to note is there may be times when you would actually like to have one of these boards in its own standalone window. And to do that, instead of having it in a tab like we already do, you've got this arrow coming out to the right, and if you click on that arrow coming out to the right, you'll notice it actually opens it up here. It opened it up in another browser tab, but you can also open it up into a completely new window depending on the browser that you're using. Coming back to WebEOC, for situational awareness, you have access to the statewide hospital dashboard, which we have located here. This dashboard is updated by all of the individual hospitals throughout the state of North Carolina for these individual data points. Very quickly, you have the ability to filter. You can, for facility, you can say, show me all the facilities that are either normal, impacted, or closed, and you can do filters for each of the individual data elements as well. Also, if you're just interested in the ones that may have something going on or a change from normal, you can use this filter here in the top left-hand corner named Active. If we click on the Active link, you can see that it will filter for just the facilities that have got something other than a green status or that may have concerns overall. You also have the ability to come through and select hospitals just in a specific rack, and you can also export the data or print it or PDF the data as necessary. This information is updated by the hospitals directly and is also copied over to the North Carolina NC WebEOC system. From your control panel, you have one additional plugin, and it's called File Library. File Library is actually a little bit different than the incident files because this is incident independent, meaning any of the files listed here are available in any of the incidents that you log into throughout WebEOC. So you'll notice, because we're a part of the EMS Alamance County position, I can see the root folder for the HP R&R program files, or the hospital preparedness program files, and these are files that all users throughout the system can access and are uploaded by OEMS for information about the preparedness program. You'll notice we also have access to the Mid-Carolina files, where Mid-Carolina, because we're a part of Alamance County right now, can see the files that the Mid-Carolina Preparedness Coalition has uploaded into their system, as well as we have a share space that we can share files with other individuals in Mid-Carolina. Finally, you'll notice up here under the Advanced File Library, there's a tab titled My Position. This is where you have the ability to upload files that you choose to, that are then available throughout any incident. So maybe you want to add a copy of your county's emergency operations plan, your EMS system plan, or a copy of contacts that you have for your EMS agency that you just want to keep on somebody else's server in the event that you can't access your IT resources. You have the ability under My Position to add both a folder and a file, and these again are only going to be available to individuals that are logged in under the EMS-Alamance County position. Finally, we have 2 additional links for you. If you need access to the NC Smart system, you can click on the NC Smart link here. It will open it up in a new window or a new tab, depending on what browser you're using, to be able to access the NC Smart system. And again, this is really for if you don't have access to the link overall. And then finally, you also have the ability to go to training videos. And training videos for us are individual training videos that we have put together for the WebEOC system. These are all short videos, so how you can go in and view the individual short videos on how to access the system and other items like that. From there, that's the tour around WebEOC and how to use each of the individual systems. When you're finished using WebEOC, we ask that you hit the log out button in the top left-hand corner, and once you get back to the splash screen, you're able to go on your way. We appreciate you watching the EMS system video for the WebEOC system, and we look forward to seeing you logged into WebEOC soon. Thank you.